I am a gamer. I spend endless nights slaying dragons, shooting aliens, and saving Gotham as the Dark Knight. I spend more time and money than I'd ever like to admit on this hobby, but nothing annoys me more than when I get halfway through a game and it stops working. Thanks to the internet, it seems that developers no longer take the time they need to finish a game before they put it on store shelves. Before gamers went online, video game cartridges and discs had to work right the first time. After the games left store shelves, there was no way to fix them. But now that the internet's everywhere and games are even digital downloads, game developers can patch and update games after they are released. This means they don't require such extensive testing as they used to. And now it sort of makes the consumers all beta testers for the games, since the developers can now patch the games anytime an issue comes up for a player. But what happens when a patch doesn't work? I experienced this firsthand with the video game Skyrim. This fantasy game would frequently freeze on the PlayStation 3. Online forums gave me advice to avoid crashes by shutting every single door I went through and disabling the game's autosave. As I recorded this gameplay, I got smacked into the sky by a giant and died. The game froze on a loading screen of a book for a half hour. I was playing this game 2 years after it released and it was still broken. I had to shut off my game system, and when I restarted, I was far from where I began since the autosave was still off. But this wasn't the only game to make me want to throw a controller across the room. I foolishly got excited for the launch of SimCity. The game was designed to only work online as an anti-piracy measure, and the day it was released, the servers went down. The disc I bought was a paperweight for a month. The developer tried to make amends by giving a free game to those who had bought SimCity. But they gave out the free game after SimCity was fixed. At that point, I wanted to play the game I originally bought, since I was forced to wait so long to play it. Then Grand Theft Auto V came along and caught the attention and wallets of gamers everywhere. The game announced before its launch that the online portion wouldn't go live until a week after the game hit shelves. I knew this was a red flag and decided not to purchase the game. Finally, I got it right. The online servers turned on, but were filled with problems that wouldn't allow gamers to play or would even delete hours of online progress. I talked to a couple of gamers who bought Grand Theft Auto V within the first few days of its release.
Everything loaded, it takes forever to load, and you were just stuck on a screen with another 2 players that you know had tried to connect to GTA Online as well, but couldn't move. It was just frozen. The camera would pan around you and give you a nice view of everything, so you kind of knew what was coming, but it wouldn't move. It was frustrating.
It's still an issue for people who are playing online, and it's like, you know, maybe you could have taken a little more time, or even released the disc and then taken more time for the online specifically.
Weeks later, the online portion is becoming stable, and the developers are giving players in-game money to make up for the progress they lost. But the gamers I talked to said they never even considered returning the game, even though it didn't do everything it promised. My advice? Be an educated consumer. Start by waiting a couple days before you pick up that new release. Maybe wait a couple weeks just to make sure you aren't stuck with a game that doesn't work. Grand Theft Auto. Also, why not check online? It's as easy as Googling Grand Theft Auto bugs. You'll find millions of results and learn about all the problems with the game. And lastly, money talks. Developers will do what it takes to get your money, and that includes fixing the game. If gamers start returning games that don't work and stop paying for ones that they know ahead of time have all sorts of problems, developers will be forced to fix the games before they put them on store shelves. Even the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4 that launch in November have day one updates to download. Buggy systems and frustrating glitches are the price to pay for being on the bleeding edge of technology. But I've still got both systems pre-ordered, so even I haven't learned my lesson yet. I'm gonna get back to my game. I'm Steven Bieber. Thanks for watching.